That's an awesome idea. I'll be Mr. Pink because I don't.
I was going to say dibs on not being Mr. Pink.
Yep.
So if you want to take that,
I don't tip. I'm just kidding. I do tip. I do.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Popcorn Bucket List. We survived the 4th of July weekend. We dodged all the fireworks.
Got all of our fingers.
Yep. Double check. Yep. All toes, all accounted for. Everything's good. Yeah, I'm going to be running the show here from my phone primarily because my laptop just refuses to hook up to the internet, despite the fact that it was connected before we started filming. And then like a few minutes before we started recording, I was like, nope, we're out. Yep. Okay, we're going to get through this. All right.
We got it.
Before we get started here, the big story, I would say, coming out of this weekend, Minions have come back with a vengeance.
Yes,
they
took
the #1 spot. They broke the record for 4th of July weekend box office, crushing the previous holder of Transformers 3.
Yeah. Was it? That's what it was? Transformers?
Yep, it was Transformers Dark of the Moon. I actually remember, I think I went to, maybe it wasn't a theater. I think it was a drive-in theater when I saw that one. But I do remember being there for that opening weekend. So I was a little bit a part of history there. I did not participate in this weekend's box office crushing. You know who did participate in it?
Who?
A group called the Gentleminions is what they're calling themselves. In fairness, this isn't the dumbest TikTok trend I've ever heard of.
No.
But, I mean, remember, we still live in the generation where people ate Tide Pods. But if you haven't heard about this, basically, some people are sort of attributing part of its huge box office run to this.
To the meme culture.
To the meme culture, yes. Yeah. You know what? The meme culture gave us Morbius' second failed weekend, and now it's added to Minions crushing it in the box office.
Yeah.
The memes giveth and they taketh away.
True.
Let's just say that. But basically, it's a bunch of people who dress up in suits, get all tailored up, nice, comb their hair, everything, shower.
Look good.
And then they go and watch a kid's movie.
Yep.
I would be down for this if it wasn't for the fact that some theaters are turning them away at the door.
Yes, I have heard that they are turning, if you come with a group of people all dressed in suits to go to this movie, they might not let you in.
And why is this? Reportedly, some have taken it a little too far.
Allegedly.
I've seen some pictures.
Yeah.
It's not, I mean, I don't think it's kids that are bringing in things of bananas and throwing it at the screen.
Yeah, you're right. So those darn teenagers.
Yeah. Get off my lawn sort of thing. I can't blame them, though. I clean at the theater. You've cleaned at the theater. Sometimes you kind of hate people.
Yep.
Afterwards.
And most of the time, it is kids' movies, just because kids' movies are generally dirtier than adult movies.
But these are teenagers. They should know better.
Exactly. They're that weird cross phase. They don't know what's going on.
No, they do. They should.
They should, but they don't.
Yeah. But so yeah, if you see a group of guys in suits walking down the street, they're not reenacting Reservoir Dogs.
No.
They're going to go see Minions: Rise of Gru.
However, if people were reenacting Reservoir Dogs, that'd be pretty cool. I'd go watch that.
I'm surprised we haven't done that yet.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Now that I think about it. I just thought that was kind of interesting, something to talk about here. But let's. One of the other reasons why we're talking about that is because looking at the weekly preview here, not a lot to talk about.
Nope.
Looking forward here next weekend, we're going to have a lot more to talk about. Yep. So we'll maybe have a little bit longer episode then. But really, the big thing to talk about here, Thor Love and Thunder, premiering Friday, July 8th. The 4th film in the solo Thor franchise. This is a new step for Marvel. This is the first Marvel franchise that has had 4 solo movies.
Yep.
It's not the first superhero film to have 4 solo movies. Superman took that reign back then. Although we would like to forget about the 3rd and 4th movies, they do exist. I would say Thor has a better track record at this point.
I do too. You know, and I'm not going to lie, I did when I think Thor The Dark World, is that the second one?
Yep.
When that first came out, I wasn't a really big fan. And then I watched it again a little while ago, and I liked it. I don't think I was ready for it at that time, maybe. But it didn't really do much for me at the time. But I am pumped. I haven't been like excited for a Thor movie. Even Ragnarok, I thought it was going to be good. I wasn't excited to go watch it. I thought it was going to be pretty good. But I'm excited to watch this one.
Thor as a character in these movies has kind of been it kind of felt like when they did the first Thor, it was like almost obligatory. They're like, well, we got to do that character so you know who he is in the Avengers. Thor the Dark World was, I think, more like, well, they liked Loki. We need to come up with a story that just has Loki. Yeah. And then Marvel got smarter and they're like, screw it. We'll just give him his own TV show because that just saves us money and not having to bring in Chris Hemsworth. But then they did reinvigorate the franchise with Thor Ragnarok with Taika Waititi, the director and writer of both Ragnarok and this one, who clearly has a very colorful, very energetic comedic style. One thing I will say is I love Taika Waititi. I think he is funny. I love What We Do in the Shadows, the TV series and the movie that he made. I can't say I'm a huge fan of this style with this character, mainly because of how different it was with the first two. Thor was kind of serious, but like a little funny because he was like in Earth world. Like, I don't really know how things are. Yeah. Like, you know, like you don't have Bill Schneip here, like the big antler thing, like whatever. And then all of a sudden he becomes like a cartoon character. Like one of the reasons why these movies look so colorful is they're basically cartoons. Yeah, and I feel like if they had done that from the beginning, if they had done it from the get-go, I'd be way more okay with it. It's too big of a U-turn for me. It
is a really big U-turn. Like, going back to thinking, I did just watch The Dark World a little while ago, and you're right. It is a very vibrant, beautiful, very animated, happy. You know, they have that quick hitting humor in there, whereas that's not really the case in the first two.
The second one's literally called The Dark World.
Yeah,
it's got a way better, darker tone. No, I wouldn't say better, but darker tone.
Yeah, and
like I said, I think on their own, I almost would say Ragnarok and potentially this one are maybe better than the first two. It's just such. It's like if I came in all serious in like a business suit every day, and that's what you knew me, and then all of a sudden one day I came in a clown outfit. Yeah, like you'd be like, what's something
cutoffs?
Yeah, or cutoffs, like or something like that, like. What Nick's going through something here. What's
Something's
happening?
not right here.
Something's not right.
Yeah.
Also coming out that same weekend is The Sea Beast. This is an animated movie on Netflix. Carl Urban. Hold up, I gotta get my phone here close to my face. Carl Urban voices a strong, no-nonsense character trying to kill godlike killers that make life hard for regular people. It's basically a kid's movie version of The Boys.
The Boys,
if you think about it that way. In this case, instead of soups, it is sea monsters.
Yep.
Kind of on a pirate ship sort of thing, trying to sail the seas, but there's all these monsters everywhere. They found out ways to deal with them, and this kid stowaway wants to be like him, and it's, you know, that usual trope, gotta take on a protege kind of thing.
Yep.
I like Carl Urban. I like
too.
him in The Boys. I just hearing his voice, it sounds like he's just doing the same thing as The Boys.
Oi.
Yeah. Like if this wasn't a kid's movie, all the things he'd be saying, oh God, can you, I have to imagine they just pulled him off the set of The Boys to record this. And he just kept saying the bad words he was saying in The Boys. Can you imagine the poor guy who had to edit around that audio?
Love it.
Oh man, that's a full-time job just for that guy.
Yeah. I think every time when he talks in The Boys and he says, Huey.
Yeah.
Well, like me and the people we watch with just, Huey.
Huey.
Huey. Yeah.
I got a really bad joke, but I can't say it. So I'm just going to say it and then cut it. But
okay.
Can you imagine? You know how he says, oh my God.
Yeah, we got to make sure that's out of there.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to cut that for sure. So that is everything coming out this weekend here. Before we get into some number one recommending, we're going to shout out here Marshall 6 Theater here in Marshall, Minnesota. Great place to check out Thor Love and Thunder. I think I've had a chance to see pretty much all my Marvel movies that I've seen in the theaters at Marshall 6. So I'm looking forward to keeping that trend going.
And if you're going to be at the Marshall 6 movie theater, make sure to check out the R&R combo. We got a large drink and a bag of Reese's. Check it out. If you get confused, just look up. Look at the sign. You'll see it there. And tell them you want the R&R combo. They'll they'll probably give you a high five for ordering it, honestly. So just keep your eyes out.
But with that, let's move into some number one recommends. This is where we kind of take a look at what we've watched this week and think what you guys should check out as well. I'm going to go first here real quick. I'm in the middle of the moving process right now, and I was really, I dropped the ball and switching my internet provider, so I've not been able to stream much, and the things I've seen in the theaters haven't really impressed me as much. So I'm just going to quickly recommend Guardians of the Galaxy. Why? It has become a tradition of mine to watch Guardians of the Galaxy whenever I move into a new spot. Long story. And I watched it, and I think I think, first of all, it still really holds up. It's still one of my favorite Marvel movies. And also, the Guardians, in case you didn't know, are set to make an appearance in this new Thor movie. For how long, we do not know. But it's good to get a refresher on how that team started. Ryan, why don't you tell them what you've been watching recently?
So I was on a bit of a Star Wars feel the other day, and I binged watched Kenobi all in one sitting. But I absolutely loved it. I thought it was great. Ewan McGregor just kills it. Hayden Christensen's awesome. It's nice hearing James Earl Jones again. Just fantastic, and it dives into the little more backstory, obviously, between Anakin and Obi-Wan, and it was just really good. Graphics were great. Everything about it was awesome, so I highly recommend it, especially if you're a Star Wars fan. Shout out Cole. That's it.
I'm just gonna cut that out.
Nope,
I don't
leave
know
that in there.
Shout out what?
Cole.
Yeah, but like,
And
why?
I winked at him. Just leave it in there.
That's creepy. Don't wink at people. You've already gotten like 3 complaints from HR.
It's all right.
No, it's not. In fact, that's what they said at the beginning of the paper and from HR. It's not all right.
It's not all right.
Stop this. Before this gets any creepier, that's going to do it for us on this episode of Popcorn Bucket List. If you have any of your own movie recommendations, be sure to let us know in the comments below or let us know in the streets.
Goodbye.
For myself, an escaped mental patient known as Ryan Meyerberg, we'd like to thank you so much for watching, and we will see you at the movies.
I feel like the Star Trek person.
Are you high right now?